9 brings you inside the XL Energy Center. It's always a special night of hockey whenever the Vancouver Canucks come to town as they provide tonight's opposition for the Minnesota Wild. Welcome in, everybody. Matt McConnell, Mike Greenlay with you. And the Wild getting a 4-4 tie in New Jersey on Tuesday night. A breakout game for Marian Gaborik, and Sergei Zoltak stays red hot. John Gallardi, he's ready for the battle too, and it's the Canucks and the Wild, and we're underway. As the Wild will control, Alex Henry starting on the blue line, and it's dumped into the far corner.
And Ruutu and Johnson paired up right off the face-off there. We'll see if any sparks fly in this first shift.
This one's sent in by Brian Allen, the defenseman for the Canucks. He sends it in behind the net. Handling it is Jarkko Ruutu's sharp angle shot. That hit the outside of the net. Wild are going to try to get it out of the zone. Eric Schwannard and Ruutu locked up. Alex Henry all over the veteran Trevor Linden. Puck ends up in behind the net. Linden for Vancouver trying to come away with it. Took a bit of a dive there. Puck is cleared. And it looks like a minor penalty coming up here against the Minnesota Wild. Well, Linden just kind of spun himself around, but he draws the penalty. It's a delayed call in the opening minute, as this one's flipped in by Allen and steered aside by Rolison. And we will get the penalty. Let's take a look first at the starting goaltenders in this one, presented by Wells Fargo.
Well, down to the Vancouver end, you're going to see Dan Cloutier. He's basically carried the mail all year for the Vancouver Canucks, and they're looking for him to get hot down the stretch here. And down at the other end, Rolison is back in the pipes, and the Wild play 10 of their next 11 games against the Western Conference. You'll likely see Rolison in there quite a bit in this next stretch.
Nice job by Manny Fernandez in the 4-4 tie at New Jersey on Tuesday night.
A lot of big saves in that hockey game by both goaltenders. Alex Henry gets the penalty against Linden.
2 minutes for hooking at the 55-second mark. So the Wild and their penalty-killing unit is out there. It'll be Brad Bombardier along with Wes Walls, Antti Laaksonen, and Mitchell. Here's Walls, right circle, gives it to Laaksonen. And a backhander is handled by Cloutier. Oh, what a great short-handed attempt, set up beautifully by Wes Walls.
The anticipation by Laaksonen and Walls is so exceptional. They pick off so many passes. Everyone's looking at Walls to break to the net, and Laaksonen comes in late for the good chance up high. Earlier, this is the penalty that we're talking about. It's Henry on Linden. You said it was the hook. He spun him around. That's why we are in a situation where the Vancouver Canucks have the extra man, but the best chance so far has gone to the Minnesota Wild.
The Wild continue on this penalty kill. They've allowed goals in their last 2 games. Before that, they had been perfect in 4 straight. So far, perfect on this one as the puck is cleared down the length of the ice. Brent Sopel and the Canucks will set it up. Sopel and Matthias Olin are the point men on this power play. And it's Todd Bertuzzi up front with Sedin and Sedin. Daniel and Henrik out there as that top power play unit with Todd Bertuzzi. Puck in behind the net. Daniel Sedin has it bounce over his stick, and Philippe Kubo will get it out of the zone, and he clears down the length of the ice. Under a minute to go in the Vancouver power play. Cloutier to play it in behind the net. Falling that time, Nolan Baumgartner, and he'll get right back up as he sets it up in behind the Canucks net.
Well, Baumgartner just called up and getting a good look on the power play by Mark Crawford early.
Willie Mitchell takes it into the corner. Fedorov is all over him to the line. Olin's shot is blocked out high.
Well, 2 youngsters that just got called up out on the power play for Vancouver. So it looks like Mark Crawford trying to find who can do the job early here.
Matthias Olin brings it along. 18 seconds to go on the Vancouver man advantage. Played at the line by Matt Cook. Knocked away and cleared by Marian Gaborik. Gaborik coming off the hat-trick performance in New Jersey on Tuesday night. Zoltak with the other goal in that one for the Minnesota Wild. So out of the penalty box is Alex Henry. Nearly too many men on the ice for Vancouver. And the puck is cleared down the length. And the Canucks will set it up. No shots on goal on the first Canucks power play. Todd Bertuzzi, and he hears it. Offside, go the Vancouver Canucks as we take a look at tonight's keys to the game.
Well, one thing that's going to be very important is going to be the scoring punch for the Wild. They put the puck in the net more often lately, and that's something they'll need to continue. And for the Vancouver Canucks, They have lost some key games at home, but boy, are they a good team on the road. And of course, this is very much a road game for them. Sergei Zoltak, hot, one of the hot scorers, needs to continue that.
Well, Zoltak goals in 6 of his last 7 games. One of the streakiest players. Jacques Lemaire says he's one of those guys, you know, it's all about confidence. When he has the confidence, he gets on a roll. And that could really be said for just about anybody. Pierre-Marc Bouchard, and his backhander is deflected high that time by Brian Allen. Played in behind the net. Allen goes to get it. Back to center for Brad May. And May will dump it inside the zone. Handling it to Baroff, but it got knocked off his stick. And Zoltak counters for Bouchard. 2-on-2 developing for the Wild. Zoltak has it. Waits for some help. He'll slide it across Susan. Down low. Susan to the front. They score! Mark Schwinnar. And it's 1-0 Minnesota.
You hear it time and time again. The defense turns offense. And all the way from the other end, watch this defensive play. Picks the pocket of May. Zoltak gives it to Bouchard, and they're off to the races. Nice little give and go there. And then a nice cross pass to Zuzan, who just goes in and gives it back to the man who helped start the play in the first place, Schwinard. Look at that feed across. Oh, nice play there, but Zoltak really is the one who created this. And here we go, right off the face-off.
Wade Brookbank and Matt Johnson. Oh, what a connection by Johnson. He buckled Brookbank momentarily, but now Brookbank is coming back because Johnson's jersey is over his head, but it doesn't matter. Matt Johnson landing some good rights. Oh, this is everything everybody anticipated early.
Well, he called it a classic to begin with, and it looks like it may, in fact, be that. But I just have to go back and talk about that goal that the Wild just scored. I tell you, that great defensive play by Sergei Zoltak, who's showing you that he can do it at both ends of the ice, turning it back the other way and getting the goal. And here's the start of the fight right off the face-off. You know, Vancouver trying to get something going. Brookbank basically just loses his balance, and then they just start tossing him. And that's a classic move now, it seems. Fighters trying to not be able to pull the jersey over the top, but they're shoving the jersey over the front. They're taking the front of the jersey, since it's not tied down, and wrapping it over top of their head. You saw Johnson got caught in that. Weimer, the other game, caught in the same way. So maybe a new technique by the fighters in the National Hockey League.
Weimer will take it in behind the net. They've always got an answer. You tie him down to the back, you go to the front. Kuba shot on, and a save by Cloutier. Loose. Oh, what a save. Cloutier on a rebound by Eric Schwinnar. Puck is cleared. Pascal Dupuis with it. Sent right back in. Quick line change here for the Wild. Zuzan getting his 4th from Mark Schwinnar and Sergei Zoltak at 3:56. And the puck is played all the way back in. In behind the net, Brad Bombardier lost it momentarily. Into the corner, Henrik Sedin to the front, but this one cleared away back to center. Brian Allen for Vancouver. This is the 5th of 6 meetings on the season for these two teams. They'll meet in Vancouver early next month to wrap up the series. And Mark Schwinnar will get it to center. Talked to him this morning, Mike. He said it wasn't so much his strength in coming back from the injury. He said it's just the stamina. And he feels great right now, as he feels like he's just back to about 100%. And that time, Schwinnar taking Brian Allen off the puck.
Well, riding a treadmill is a lot different than grinding it out in the corners or getting hit by someone and then trying to score as well. So there's a big difference in the kind of conditioning that you can have.
Sokol moves it along, advancing it for Jarkko Ruutu. To the corner he goes. Canucks try to get something going on right wing. Into the corner, Jarkko Ruutu. Oh, he's sized up beautifully that time by Nick Schultz, and the Wild will bring it along. Andre Zuzan to center for Gaborik. Gaborik trying to set it up at the line. He'll give it to Zuzan. And so the Wild back inside of their own blue line.
Ideally, Gaborik would have wanted to give that puck up with some speed, but it throws everyone offside and has to regroup.
Gaborik, quick shot over the top of Cloutier. Now locks it into the front. No problem there. Brendan Morris will advance to center for Brad May. May's going to straddle the blue line.
And May's going to be more careful when he carries the puck from now on, having his pocket picked on that first goal just inside the offensive blue line.
Into the zone, Alex Henry will clear it. We played 6:35 of the first, and this one's handled by Malik and an icing call against the Minnesota Wild. Mark Schwinnar set up beautifully by Andre Zuzin. 1-0 Wild.
Well, there's a man, Bertuzzi. Someone's going to be watching him very closely, especially with his Sedin line, which is named their #1 tonight.
That's Todd Bertuzzi in behind the net, watched by Wes Walls. At the line, Matthias Olin sent towards the net. Rolison will steer it in behind. And Brad Bombardier will move it along for Wes Walls. Bombardier for the Wild. Knocked away. Walls will feed it Loxonen. And the Canucks at center ice will look to set it up. Bertuzzi, lead pass over the line, snuffed away by Nick Schultz. Now Bertuzzi at center, and this one's set in. Willie Mitchell had to play it with a high stick, so the whistle sounds, and we'll get a face-off.
Well, Mitchell will be very much involved with Bertuzzi, as he usually is, because Bertuzzi likes to post himself right in front of that net on the power play, but also 5-on-5. He likes to cycle around, so Willie Mitchell will have his hands full, literally, because Bertuzzi's upwards of 245. That's enormous for a hockey player, but Bertuzzi seems to carry it very well, and he's not a slow skater in regards to his weight. He seems to move that weight around pretty well.
Into the corner, Jarkko Ruutu to the front, and a chance there for Mike Keane that's stopped by Dwayne Rolison. Well, 92 KQRS, Minnesota's classic rock is wild about Philippe Kuba. Tune in to KQ's Wally Walker tomorrow morning between 10 and noon. If you correctly identify Philippe Kuba as tonight's Wild About winner, you'll win 2 tickets to the Wild Carolina game on the 29th of February from Minnesota's classic rock, KQ 92.
That's the last game before a big long road trip out west.
The Wild will head off to California, and we mentioned that final game against Vancouver. It'll be at the end of that road trip, Mike. Played at center by Daig, and Mark Schwinnar will send one in. And behind the net, Brian Allen. Back to center ice, Mike Keane. Rolison is out to play that one along. Brendan Morrison, look out here, taken away momentarily by Matt Cook, and cleared right back to center. And Nolan Baumgartner with it. A wrist shot handled by Rolison. 4-2 Canucks with the edge and shots. It comes in front, but it's going to be taken away. And Gaborik to center. Marian Gaborik getting tugged on. Gaborik still with the puck. Gaborik to the front. Oh, just deflected wide by Eric Schwinnar. To the front again. Schwinnar looking for the rebound. Nolan Baumgartner got run there. Now Schwinnar takes it away to the front. Handling it, Zuzin, and he'll get it into the corner. Now, Andre Zuzin all over the play in the offensive zone, is setting up that goal by Schwinnar. Now the puck is played away. Into the zone it goes, but knocked away, and Brent Sopel turns the other way to center for Brad May. Sent on, no problem there for Rolison, and cleared away by Nick Schultz. This one on again, and Rolison the save.
Well, Marian Gaborik is skating now like a guy that knows he's going to outskate you, and he's going with so much confidence. Look at this. Cook's tugging on him. He's still grinding the feet, stays with the puck, gets it to the front of the net, and sets up Schwinnar. And almost a goal-scoring chance there. It was just deflected wide. But Gaborik, he's certainly, as you said about Joel Talk, the confidence is there. Well, Gaborik certainly is starting to show that confidence.
And behind the net, Artem Chubarov plays it there for Fedorov, and shot on. May this right in front as Rolison makes the save. And another face-off.
Well, Fedorov just called up from the minors. He's had 9 games in the National Hockey League, no points, and they're hoping that this big kid can develop like his older brother, Sergei, in
he's been
Anaheim.
an enigma. Brian Burke, the general manager of Vancouver, didn't have that many pleasant things to say about I guess he's happy that he thinks he's got a lot of ability. He's just got to show it on the ice. He's very critical of the young players' ethic, I guess, back in training camp. Matthias Olin. He locks it all over him. Willie Mitchell keeps momentarily taken away by Henrik Sedin and cleared to brother Daniel at center. Into the zone for Todd Bertuzzi. Drops it there for Daniel Sedin. Daniel Sedin in behind the net for Henrik. They give it off to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi pull-up move on Bombardier, but it's steered away by Rolison. Into the corner, Henrik Sedin. But knocked away by Wes Walz, and Walz will get it to center ice. Marian Gaborik has it, and he'll dump it as the Wild go for the change. And Sopel back to center. This is going to go the length, and Schultz touches up, and we get a whistle and an icing call. Chouinard's goal is giving the Wild a 1-0 lead. Well, he's not a favorite here in the state of hockey.
Even gave him the Bronx cheer at the All-Star game.
Well, he must thrive on that, though. I would imagine most players do. This one played in front, Burnett.
Well, as the players said, if he wasn't a good player, they would just ignore him. So he's obviously an impact player.
Big has it to the line. Nick Schultz got a shot off, blocked away by Mike Keane. Into the corner it goes. Andrew Burnett to the front. Oh, one-timer Mark Chouinard, but he banned on it. Didn't get all of it. He was wide open as we get a whistle here. And another face-off. Time for the Treasure Island Resort and Casino trivia question. Daniel and Henrik Sedin were selected 2nd and 3rd overall in the 1999 entry draft, who was the only Swede ever selected 1st overall. If you have the answer, go to wild.com. Be the first to have the correct answer. There they are. It's Daniel on your left and Henrik on the right. Eric Malik. Out of the zone it goes to Brendan Morrison at center. He'll bring it into the zone. Stopped by Bombardier. Gaborik quickly to center for Antti Laaksonen. Laaksonen gets it in over the line. Back to Gaborik to the front. All tied up, and that'll draw a penalty. Matthias Olin's going to go for a holding. And the Wild will go to the power play.
What a nice feed there, though. Laaksonen just throws it in front of the net because he knows Gaborik is skating into it. Olin has to turn around and basically hog-tie Gaborik. Otherwise, Gaborik would have probably cut towards the front of the net. Look at this, against the grain, and Gaborik was ready to cut back towards the other way. But he just was held up and dragged down by Matthias Olin. Wild will see their first power play of the night.
Mark Crawford animated early.
Power play goals in 4 of their last 5 games have the Minnesota Wild, to see if they can continue to add to that.
And it's a power play unit of Pierre-Marc Bouchard along with Sergei Zoltak and Andrew Burnett. Zoltak will act as one of the point men. Now Bouchard back to take that spot as Zoltak will get it on the left wing boards. Down low for Andrew Burnett. Tries to go to the front. Pierre-Marc Bouchard to the line. Zoltak. Zoltak has it. Zoltak to the corner. Susan sent to the front again, and Kuche the save. And Jarkko Ruutu will clear it. Well, the Wild getting some pretty good traffic in front of the Vancouver goal here in 11.5 minutes gone in the opening period. And Sopel. Easy clear there for the Vancouver defenseman. That's center Bouchard. Now Zoltak. Eric Chouinard has it. For Dave. Sopel takes that away. Vancouver penalty kill looking pretty good. Pascal Dupuis clipping Brent Sopel, which will draw a penalty.
Well, it looked like he was slashing down on the stick. I don't know what part caught Sopel, but it did catch him up high with the way he reacted. See if this is going to be 2 or 4. Likely just be a minor instead of a double minor.
Well, Greg Kimmerly will make the call, and Brent Sopel got caught up high.
Well, Sopel cuts across. Oh, no, it did come up high. He tried to catch him across the hands, and with the way that he came across the front of the net, Dupuis just caught him with the blade, and
Pretty good whack.
And it's a 4 minutes. Yeah. I was like, you could see Van Massenhoven signaling that there was a cut under the eye, or he was signaling towards the eye or the cheek. And so I feared that there was going to be a double minor, and well, the fears are confirmed.
The Wild weren't set for the face-off, so they just dropped the puck.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. They only have a certain time period.
Into the zone for Brendan Morrison. The one-time they're taking that time, Chubarov, and he sent it wide. 4-on-4 for 37 seconds. And then the Canucks will have an extended power play for a little over 3 minutes. Played back to center ice. Artem Chubarov. Into the zone. Nobody there. This bounces off Nick Schultz and all the way back inside the Vancouver blue line. Ryan Allen for the Canucks. Allen to center on right wing for Henrik Sedin. Dumps it in. Canucks are 6 seconds away from the power play. Antti Laaksonen puts the play along, and he'll get it to center for Wes Walz. Lost it at the line, but they're going to say offsides. Evidently, Henrik Sedin bringing that puck out of the line, outside the line.
Well, here's the face-off that you talked about. Waiting around, the linesman says, hey, here we go. Chubarov leans in. I think he won that one. Well, whoever the centerman was on the ice will likely get the loss for that draw.
I would think so. The absentee loss.
Yeah.
Willie Mitchell, and it's cleared back to center. So the Canucks now on a power play. Extended power play of the double minor to Pascal Dupuis. Vancouver with the Sedin brothers out there up front with Todd Bertuzzi and Matthias Olin along with Brent Sobel as the point men. Mark Schwinnar fails to clear. Schwinnar goes back after it, and he'll get it out of the zone to center. With it is Matthias Olin into the zone for Bertuzzi. Now Daniel Sedin. Bertuzzi goes to the front. Willie Mitchell all over him. Goes to the front again. Flipped away and cleared by Wes Walz. Willie Mitchell really giving it to Greg Kimmerly. The referee said he was being held on to by Bertuzzi in front. Goes to center. Jarkko Ruutu flips one along. Better Fedorov for Vancouver in there. Puck to the line, but it comes out. Offside Vancouver with 1:58 remaining in the Dupuis double minor.
Well, we talked about what Bertuzzi offers in front of that net. And it's tough to really keep him out from in front of the net. There he is pushing, and he just is like an oat. And he was, Mitchell saying, why is he holding my stick? But Bertuzzi will just keep wedging his way into front of that net, and then he'll just stand there, and you cannot move him. I mean, it's just, he's just too big of a man. You have to try and leverage him more than anything. Try and put your stick between his legs, twist him out of there.
Eric Malik plays to the corner. Brendan Morrison has it for the Canucks. 1.5 minutes remaining in their power play. Baumgartner to the line. Malik couldn't handle it. Laaksonen the other way. Short-handed he comes. Antti Laaksonen dragged down. Penalty and a penalty shot. Antti Laaksonen's going to get a penalty shot here. Well, Wes Walz did it a couple of weeks ago.
Look at the pass that goes to the point, and it misses. So Malik has to turn around. Laaksonen has speed, and it just a hook and pulls him as he just flips the shot at Cloutier.
And if I recall, Wes Walz's successful penalty shot was short when the team was shorthanded as well. Well, we'll see what happens. Laaksonen with it. Comes in on Cloutier. Fake shoots. Antti Laaksonen. He pulled it back. He roots it. 2-0 Wild.
I think that 3 special team penalty shots that the Wild have scored this year. Part in Calgary, Walz here, shorthanded, and now Laaksonen shorthanded here. 11th of the season for Antti Laaksonen, and it's all because of the determination and the reading of the play on the play before this. But then Laaksonen has a free shot here. He walks in, nice move, and he zips it upstairs. Tough save for Cloutier to make, and the Wild are up 2-0.
And the Canucks continue on the power play. 1:11 remaining. Mark Schwinnar, one of the goal scorers. He'll fish it in behind the net. Philippe Kuba looks to get it out. Matthias Olin. Into the corner it goes and knocked away and cleared by Marian Gaborik. So the Canucks with 51 seconds remaining in their man advantage. At center it goes. Olin dumps one in. Rolison plays it in behind the net. Rolling puck. Cleared away back to center. Oh, Antti Laaksonen and Wes Walz back out there. Here's Schultz with it. Schultz will bring it in, and he dumps in behind the Vancouver net.
30.
Under 30 seconds remaining. This one broken up by Wes Walz. Walz gets it right back for Gaborik. And Gaborik wisely sends in behind the net. If they kill this off, Mike, the roof may come off. Into the zone for Bertuzzi. Knocked away by Mark Schwinnar and cleared. They're going to do it. Marek Malik sends it in. And the penalty to Dupuis is history. One Vancouver shot in a power play that ran about 3 minutes and 7 seconds. Gaborik with it. He gets it in over the line. His shot is on. Cloutier the save. Antti Laaksonen. Showed forehand, goes backhand, nothing but twine.
Every chance Cook gets, he's going to take a piece of someone, and that time it was Gaborik. We're looking at the face-off here to see if anybody goes. Some big boys out there right now.
Yeah, and Matt Johnson back out patrolling. He and May are colliding off the face-off. Kuba to center, Johnson. Nice pass into the zone for Eric Schwinnar. He took a high stick from Olin. Dupuis, a hit! And now he's trying to get up.
Boy, was that and he's got a slash behind the play from Sopel. Well, Dupuis just steamrolled Sopel, the man who he high-sticked earlier and took a double minor against. I think that Sopel should be going off for a slash here. I haven't seen a call yet. Here's the hit. Good, clean hit. He ran him pretty hard. See if he left his feet. I couldn't tell. I don't think he did leave his feet. And then Sopel will just chop him in the back of the legs as they were leaving the zone. Referee was looking right at it, and he didn't make the call. I guess he figured that the hit and the slash would wash each other out, and that's how he left it.
Nick Schultz has it. He'll move it to center for Pierre-Marc Bouchard. Schultz gets it right back, and he backhands one in. Andre Zuzin. I'll tell you what, you want a little bit of everything this first period's had. 2 wild goals, one on the penalty shot, a Matt Johnson fight. Everything what we thought unfolding here at XL Energy Center. Jarkko Ruutu, shot wide, missed everything. Puck play to the line. This one kept by Trevor Linden. Now Schultz avoids an elbow that time from Ruutu. Sergei Zholtak has it. Zholtak brings it right back in. Zholtak, a little wrist shot. That one off Malik. And the puck is played to center. Brad May has it. Canucks get one off. Rolison the save. And it's played in behind the net. Mitchell down low. Took a bump there. Now May all over Jason Weaver. Chabarov knocked free to the line. Baumgartner plays it in behind the net. Chabarov knocked away by Bombardier, and he'll outlet to Bouchard. And Bouchard flips one in. He'll head to the bench.
Right here, Willie. Right here, Willie.
Baumgartner to center. Turning the other way. Here it comes. Into the zone. Mark Schwinnar. His shot blocked away. Olin got a piece of that. Well, Daigle chased down a loose puck. Behind the net, Burnett centering feed. Oh, and Daigle's there, so is Schwinnar. Daig has it. To Mark Schwinnar, stopped by Cloutier. And Henrik Sedin will move it in behind the net. Under a minute to go in the opening period. Burnett again. Tries the wraparound. Burnett is there! Scores! Oh, what a first for the Minnesota Wild.
It's about the forecheck on this one. Look at the driving behind the net, controlling the puck, the shot. The net does come up, but it drops back down, and it was just inside the post. And it looked like it hit the inside padding. This might be the better look. There's the net coming up. It drops back down. And oh yeah, definitely in off the padding as Brunette gets the Wild up 3-zip. Oh, what a period here for the Wild.
And behind the net, we get a whistle icing the call against Minnesota. Brunette gets the goal from Daig at 19:07.
Well, he uses his body so well, and you saw Brunette just bumps Nolan Baumgartner off the puck, or off the net right there. He just uses his backside to shield the puck, and he uses the net to help him, and that gave him time to spin around and zip one underneath Cloutier's pad to put the Wild up 3-0.
Bombardier has it on left wing to center, locks it in, dumps one in. Now Marian Gaborik to the corner. The Wild doing a great job of just beating the Canucks most of the period to the loose pucks. Marian Gaborik bumping with Matt Cook. And the puck is cleared away. Cook taking a bit of a cross check on Gaborik. And Willie Mitchell will dump this one right back in. 12 seconds to go. Bombardier has it. Moves it for Willie Mitchell. Mitchell avoiding a hit that time from Salo. And that's going to do it. The first period in the books. Standing ovation as we get a little bit of the rough stuff at the end of 20 minutes. $3-0 Minnesota. What a period for the Minnesota Wild. First it was Mark Chouinard, then locks it in on the penalty shot, and moments ago, Bruno. Stay tuned that period.
That would have been number 16 for the Wild on the season. They got away with one there, and they continue to lead at 3-0.
Todd Bertuzzi and Willie Mitchell in the corner. We'll see what kind of period here the Wild have as Brendan Morrison's going to play this one in behind the net. Matt Cook is there. Well, Brad Bombardier battling with him. Puck play to the corner. Todd Bertuzzi, and it's knocked away as Alexander Daig will get it back to center ice. Canucks counter again. They get it inside the zone. Brendan Morrison sends behind the net. Matt Cook is there. Morrison, Cook, and Keane out there right now for the Canucks. Keane behind the net, watched by Willie Mitchell. Bouncing puck to the side of the net. And Mark Chouinard looks to take it away. Comes back in front, upended. Willie Mitchell getting a piece there of, I believe, Brent Sopel, and it's going to be a early Vancouver power play, just 54 seconds into the period.
Well, he drags him down here, gets a stick, and Sopel makes the move, and he puts his stick in his feet. Good call there. Mitchell goes off for the tripping, and so Crawford gets his penalty. It wasn't because he eyeballed anybody. It was because Mitchell tripped Sopel. And so we'll see again the Vancouver power play, which was very unsuccessful last time. As a matter of fact, that's when Antti Laaksonen scored his penalty shot goal, shorthanded.
Well, the Wild clear it down. Sopel will set it up. He's out there with Salo defensively. The Sedin brothers are joined by Bertuzzi up front for the Vancouver power play. Clear to the line, right point, Sopel. Across for Sammy Salo. Bertuzzi will play it in behind the net. Into the corner it goes. Handling it, Daniel Sedin to the line. Now Sedin gets it right back. Brother Henrik with it. Daniel Sedin out high. Henrik to the front, Bertuzzi. And they score. Todd Bertuzzi's going to get the power play goal. And the Canucks have cut the Wild lead to 2.
Todd Bertuzzi, always a factor, especially on the power play. Last year, he led the National Hockey League with 25 power play goals. This year, well, this is only his 8th, but it still brings them within a few here. He did have the puck deflected into Rolison's pads, and Rolison actually had it stopped for a second, but as he tried to close the pads together, it actually looked like he might have kicked it in himself. And so the Vancouver Canucks have closed the gap here a little bit on the power play.
Henrik Sedin will get the assist. Todd Bertuzzi getting his 17th. of the season. So it's a power play goal. Philippe Kuba inside of his own zone. They've also added an assist to Vancouver's Daniel Sedin. So that entire line figuring in on the scoring. At center, Jarkko Ruutu battling for it. Pascal Dupuis got whacked. And play stops.
He got tangled up with Linden, and I don't know. I didn't see what really happened except at the end of the play. Of course, you'll remember it was Dupuis who gave Sopel a bit of a run earlier on in the game. And keep your eye right here. There, he gives him a shot from behind, but I don't know how hard it was or whether Dupuis was trying to draw the minor or not. It's Dupuis goes right off, and no penalty called on the play.
Canucks will bring it along. They've got some life here. Puck played in. Rolison, no problem there. And it's knocked away and cleared. Brian Allen. That bounced off Salo's skate. Bouchard in on the forecheck. Play it around. Into the corner. Pierre-Marc Bouchard. On right wing for Nick Schultz. Weaver in on the forecheck against Brian Allen. Forcing the Canucks in behind the net. Now Andre Zuzin with it. Down low, Weaver has it. Bouchard. Looking in the corner for Zoltak. Puck is cleared. And the Canucks will bring it along. Well, it's Sedin for brother Daniel, but offside is Vancouver.
Well, this is the kind of game that you think Jason Weaver could excel in. It's physical, grinding hockey, and that's certainly the style of hockey that he can play. He hasn't scored in 18 games, but he continues to be physical with the Wild, and with the Wild shooting the puck a lot more. It would be good to see him crash the net, because that's where he's going to get his goals.
Philippe Kuba tries to move it along on right wing, and it's cleared back to center. We talk about the Wild in that first beating Vancouver to the loose pucks and getting a lot of the possession. Vancouver's done a better job of showing up that part of their game here early in the second. But it's Daig the other way. Brings it into the zone. Daig to the front. They score! Mark Schwinnar with his second of the game.
This one catches his skate, I believe. But driving to the net will get you goals. Look at the Wild. It's a 2-on-3, believe it or not, and it's off the skate and into the net. The Wild did a great job of finding something out of nothing there, because the Vancouver Canucks are the ones that had the numbers. And out comes Cloutier, and in comes Hedberg. Johan Hedberg in the pipes now for the Vancouver Canucks, and there's his goal score, second of the evening for Schwinnar. Both of them from the top of the crease as he's driving to the net. This one a nice feed from Daig.
So Johan Hedberg replaces Cloutier. Over the line, locks it. Into the corner, took a bump. Wild get the goal right back. Bertuzzi had cut the lead to 3-1. Schwinnar with his second of the night has given the Wild the 4-1 lead, and it comes at 3:26. Alexander Daig picks up another assist. Mike Dolik now, but 3 of his last 4 have been multi-pointers. Wild will get it right back to center. And Andrew Burnett also picking up an assist on the Schwinnar goal. Matt Johnson. And we get a whistle.
I just want to clarify something that we spoke about earlier. Antti Laaksonen scored a penalty shot goal. It's his 4th penalty shot of his career. He's 2 for 4 now. He's 1 for 2 this year. And the Minnesota Wild as an organization are now 7 for 12 on attempts. And they have 3 of them this year on special teams alone.
That's a great batting average.
I tell you, that's pretty good.
To the front, Linden hit the outside of the net. For the league, it usually runs between 45 and 50%, I believe, in terms of the success rate on penalty shots. Probably closer to 45%.
I've heard people say that the goaltender has the advantage on those.
And Dupuis' shot is handled by Hedberg. First test since relieving Dan Cloutier.
Oh, yeah, to stick out that right pad, Dupuis was a quick shot, pulls up and just zips one along the ice, and Hedberg makes his first save of the game. Watch the nice feed there by Johnson, who's playing a solid game, and just the quick shot there. Hedberg makes his first save as after relieving Cloutier. Cloutier allowed 4.
This one sent towards the net. Brad May locked up nicely by Willie Mitchell. Artem Chubarov for Vancouver, tied up by Bouchard. Canucks will send back down the length of the ice. Rolison behind the net for Brad Bombardier. And Brian Allen will knock it right back in. Into the corner, Artem Chubarov all tied up. And there to take it away is Brad Bombardier. Sergei Zoltak to center. Into the zone to Bouchard. Oh, but he can't finish it. Weimer has it.
They just got in too tight on that one. A nice passing play.
To the front. And a chance on the rebound. Morrison robbed by Rolison.
Good lateral movement by Rolison. He knew where the shot was coming from. All he had to do was recover and get across, and he did that.
Puck in the neutral zone. Picked up by Brent Sopel. Tied up by Willie Mitchell. Cook's shot on. Cleared away. Sopel. And that bounces off Daig's pads and into the Vancouver bench. Mark Schwadar make it 2 on the night. 4-1 Wild. Well, fans discussing this big Minnesota Wild lead at the present time, having a couple of coffees, I'm sure.
I think I read a list who said, great forecheck on that last goal. Nice drive to the net. I think that's something.
Mark Schwadar in behind the net with a pass, and he can't get it from back in front. And the puck is cleared away back to center. Wade Brookbank cut off by Alexander Daig. Schultz moves it in behind the net for Zuzan. They work it along the wall and cleared back to center. Eric Malik. And Nick Schultz. Daig to center looking for Sergei Zoltak. We haven't talked a lot about Alexander Daig, but as I mentioned a few moments ago, 3 out of 4 in terms of multi-point games, 3 of his last 4. Including the 2-assist effort on Tuesday in New Jersey. Loxonen got it inside the zone, cleared away by Matt Cook. Brendan Morrison's cut off by Andre Zuzan. Now Wes Walz back to pick it off. Andre Zuzan to this point, Mike, having his best game since coming back from injury, getting the Wild going as he set up the first Mark Schwadar goal that gave the team the 1-0 lead.
Well, you want to see Zuzan jumping into play like that because he'll force the issue.
Gaborik, here he comes in behind the net. Gaborik with the puck to the front, and he scores! Alex Henry, first National Hockey League goal. 5-1 Wild.
And they grab that puck. Wes Walz throws the puck to Tony DaCosta, the trainer on the bench. Saved that one. Alex Henry has his first goal of his career, and it was set up by Marian Gaborik. Watch him come into the zone here. He sees it. He waits. Gaborik sees him. It's just a one-timer through a crowd, and he puts it in the far side, and the Wild lead it 5-1.
So Alex Henry gets his first career National Hockey League goal. And a nice round of applause from the sellout crowd here. 5-1 Wild, and we are 8.5 gone in this second period.
Well, quite often when a team has been shelled a little bit, they will continue to follow the puck, and everyone's watching the puck. And it looks like Ruutu on that play just gets there at the last second, but not in time because Henry just zips one looked like through the defenseman and then on the far side. Everyone was in front, so Hedberg, the goaltender, could not step out as far as he normally would have liked. Wild lead at 5-1.
Todd Bertuzzi lost it in behind the net. Brad May will give it back to Bertuzzi. Canucks get it down low. Artem Chubarov. Chubarov wraps one around. Rollis in the save. It's loose in the crease. And cleared away by Bouchard. Gets it to center. Weimer will give chase. Weimer with it. Into the corner it goes. Now Zoltan, and it's cleared back to center ice. Well, Dan Cloutier might give up 4 to the Wild. And Johan Hedberg has given up the latest to Alex Henry. Matt Cook tries to take it away. Puck just inside the left point of the Wild zone before it's cleared. Alexander Dave all over Hedberg, but it's turned the other way, and Matt Cook for Vancouver. Cook into the zone. Way behind the net. And right in the middle of it that time was Don Van Massenhoven, and a shot right to the net. And now Cook taking a run at Andre Zuzin.
Well, now Cook drops his gloves.
Well, he's out there trying to get something going for Vancouver. Andre Zuzin just telling him to be quiet.
Brookbank in there as well. Look at this. And in there, he knew that someone was coming at him. Brookbank finishes it off. But when you have Cook and Brookbank out there centered by Morrison, you know that it's all about the forecheck, because it's not going to be pretty. Like, Cook goes to the box to see if he has any company on the other side.
Notice that our buddy Earl's not down there tonight. Mark Crawford is steaming. You know he is fuming inside. Willie Mitchell, a British Columbia native, so far loving what is going on here right now with a 5-1 Minnesota lead.
Zuzin also gets a couple, so it's even up here, 4-on-4.
2 roughing penalties to Cook and Zuzin sent on, and a save there comes in front. Gaborik will take it away. 2-on-2 led by Gaborik. Gaborik into the zone, and a wrist shot just wide. Gaborik has it in behind the net, wide turn to the front for Schwinard. Willie Mitchell with it. Mitchell is down low, sends it around the boards. Daniel Sedin locked up. Gaborik gets it in behind goaltender Johan Hedberg, and that's where Brian Allen will play it. 4-on-4 for another minute 22. Brian Allen to the front, knocked away. Sopel into the corner for Chubarov. Bombardier will give it there for Philippe Kuba. And Kuba to center for Wes Walz. Walz into the zone. Nick Schultz plays it in behind the net. Brent Sopel. Now Dagan on the forecheck. Oh, they're really making Vancouver skate. Todd Bertuzzi at center, never saw the puck. It's played along and sent right back in. 36 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. Kuba with it. Daig now in the neutral zone. Hedberg flips it along. Brendan Morrison gets it to center for Fedorov. Bombardier will clear it. Here comes Daig. Daig into the zone, lost it. Merrick Malik has it. Fedorov over the line, shot blocked out high by Bombardier. Brad Bombardier has it. And it's out of the zone through center. Change on for the Minnesota Wild. Jarkko Ruutu. Gloved by Rollis, and he'll hold on. The goal scorer, as of late, Alex Henry. Congratulations on his first ever NHL goal. Bertuzzi, you're not welcome here. So far, Todd Bertuzzi, the lone goal scorer for the Vancouver Canucks, and a 5-1 Minnesota advantage to this point with 8:18 remaining in the second. Mitchell for Brad Bombardier, and Mitchell for Wes Walz. Wild try to get it out to center ice. Antti Laaksonen. Lead pass it over the line. Gaborik. He scores! Oh, what a goal! Are you kidding me? Marian Gaborik in the corner on Hedberg. 6-1 Wild.
Very pretty goal. Wow. The Wild have come alive in terms of goal scoring. Watch this play. Just fed right up the middle, and Gaborik just bats this one out of the air. It's bouncing and catches the post. Those are Gaborik-like goals. Look at all the passing going on. Tape to tape to tape. And then a bouncer, and he bats it out of the air. That's pretty.
10th of the season for Marian Gaborik. 6-1 Minnesota. Ryan Allen in behind the net. Schwinnar blocks it away. Header Fedorov down to center ice. With it is Sammy Salo. His shot over the top of the net. Brad May goes behind the net for Jarkko Ruutu. To the front, loose, Chavarov, stopped by Rolison. Johnson trying to clear it. And it goes back to center ice. Matthias Olin sends one right back in. Keane to the corner. Now Trevor Linden with it. Plays it in behind the net for Keane. Keane to the front. Brookbank can't put it home. Knocked away. Wild to center. Pasco to Puig. And it's dumped into the corner. Well, the last time the Wild scored this many goals on home ice, you got to go back to that game against the Chicago Blackhawks, where they got 7. That game in mid-January. They had 6 goals in a game earlier this season in Pittsburgh. Alexander Daigle had 2 in that game, and he's got the puck. Zuzin drops it. Schultz to Zuzin. Skates in, glove save, Hedberg.
The U.S. Link Hat Trick. Local, long distance, and internet. All from one company, all on one bill.
U.S. Link, it's for you.
Well, Bertuzzi was laying the lumber on a Wild player who looked like Nick Schultz, but gets away with that as the Wild get the puck deep, and Zuzin gets a shot on goal.
Into the corner, Brendan Morrison. And now behind the net, Merrick Malik. At center on left wing, Bertuzzi. Got it over the line. Wild take it away. Back to center it goes. Zoltak. Zoltak with it. Nice toe drag move there by Sergei Zoltak. I thought the puck was going to go to Bouchard.
Hey, he's pulled that move every once in a while. He really throws everybody, including broadcasters.
Back to center. Cook with it in over the line. Cook to the front, Morrison. He's stopped by Rolison.
Well, to their credit, Vancouver continues to push. Nice pass there. Morrison with the shot. Great save by Rolison. And Bertuzzi showing tomahawk on this one. But he doesn't go, but he does get the puck. He's been compared to a lumberjack before, and he almost made the chop right there, but he does not.
Could have called him Chief Wahoo. Maybe he's a baseball player in Cleveland. I don't know. Played away, back to center ice. Dumped in. Hedberg will play it in behind the net. Knocked away. This one over the glass and out of play. Well, let's take a look at what's upcoming for the Minnesota Wild. What's on tap is brought to you tonight by Bud Light. back on Fox Sunday for that game against the Avalanche. But at the Predators and at the Stars next week, Fox and then Fox 9 for the game in Dallas. And the Hurricanes, the only meeting between the two teams this season on Fox Sportsnet a week from Sunday. Marco Ruutu to the front. Easy play there for Dwayne Rollison, and it's cleared out of the zone back to center. Ryan Allen into the zone. Chubar off. Now May, sharp angle, comes in front, and that hit the post. That one just grazed off for Artem Chubarov, and the puck is cleared. We get a whistle here and an icing call. 3 goals on just 4 shots for the Minnesota Wild this period.
And that's why you've had a goaltending change. Cloutier goes off after the 4 goals are scored. Johan Hedberg comes in and has allowed 2. The Wild have been very, very good in the shooting percentage department. Cloutier, of course, the guy that they're hoping can carry them through the rounds of playoffs. The question is, are they going to make a change? Are they going to make an addition in that department late in the year?
Weimer has it to the front. Hedberg got a piece. Bombardier plays it off the boards and in behind the net. Merrick Malik and the Canucks look to set it up. Goes to center for Trevor Linden. Into the zone, Mike Keane. Mitchell has to deal with Keane and Linden. Sergei Zholtok there to help. Bouchard. And it's moved along the center for Willie Mitchell, and he'll dump it in. Bertuzzi's unit back out there for the Vancouver Canucks. Bertuzzi now with Cook and Morrison as head coach Mark Crawford continues to mix up lines, trying to get something going here for the Canucks, who trail by 5. They're trailing this one 6-1. Tom Bertuzzi in behind the net. Knocked away, and Marian Gaborik to center. Monty Loxinen gets a stick. Kind of an interesting play there. He got a stick off the bench as he joined the rush by Gaborik.
Well, Bertuzzi has been visible in this game physically. He's also scored the lone goal. That puts him to 17 on the season. 8 on the power play this year for him this season. This goal he did score was a power play goal. You look at last year and the years previous, put a lot of pucks in the net. Last year, 25 power play goals. Not putting the pucks in the net on as regular of a basis there, but the Vancouver Canucks are having a pretty solid season. But lately, they've lost a lot of games, especially the teams that aren't in playoff position.
Well, Bertuzzi was a late bloomer, no question about it. Much like, say, a Radek Bonk was in Ottawa. This one's sent on. Cleared away by Weimer and out of the zone. You get drafted at such a young age, Mike. You know that. You were drafted by the Edmonton Oilers, and it takes time for a lot of players to really develop, and that's one of the tough things of drafting.
I think I'm starting to peak right now.
Are you? Okay. I know I saw you a couple of weeks ago. You look pretty good. Play back to center. I don't think Glenn Sather would offer you that 4-way contract anymore. Played to the front of the net.
Would have been a 5-way, but the bus driver already had a contract. Well, the Minnesota Wild getting it done this evening. I tell you right now, we talked about it coming into this game. They've scored 3 or more goals in 4 of their last 6 games, and now make it 5 of their last 7 because the puck just seems to be going in. Andre Zuzin jumping in from the point, helping out. Pascal Dupuis been very, very involved in this game in terms of chippiness.
Well, that time Matt Johnson went to the front of the net and nearly got one. Pascal Dupuis, point blank save that time by Hedberg. Cleared out of the zone. Marco Ruutu will chase one into the corner. From behind the net, Chubarov, but he's beaten to the puck that time by Andre Zuzin. Eric Swinart comes in as well. Rollison makes the save, and we'll get a whistle with under 2 minutes remaining. It's been a tough night for Brad May and the rest of the Vancouver Canucks. Jacques Lemaire this morning, he wasn't worried about the team's focus tonight, and I don't think he's worried about Colorado and the focus for that game on Sunday because they are two of the elite teams in the Western Conference. Focus at sometimes to Jacques has been a bit of an issue as of late, but we just looked at all of us today saying, I am not worried. I know they will be ready.
Well, the Wild have certainly played well as of late. Great before the All-Star break and, of course, after it. But some tough teams. 10 of the next 11 are against Western Conference foes, and a lot of those teams are teams that they are battling for those remaining spots.
And then 3 straight against Eastern Conference foes that, as of now, are all playoff bound.
It doesn't get any easier. The Wild, though, seem to play good against those types of teams. And this has been a tough series and a tight series all year against Vancouver. 2 games decided by 1 goal, and then 2 ties. This one very lopsided, though.
We're down to 1:25 remaining in the second period. Matthias Olin has it. Bit of a tug there. Gaborik on Mike Keane. It'll draw a penalty. No question there, especially when the scoreboard reads 6-1. Well, kids, visit your local Great Clips and register to win a ride on the Wild Zamboni ice resurfacing machine during select Wild home games this season. Winners receive 4 tickets, parking pass, and a Zamboni ride courtesy of Great Clips. No purchase necessary.
Well, this is a no-no. Marian Gaborik just gets the stick in. Kind of an unnecessary tug on Mike Keane, but
good call.
You know what? Yeah, good call, but when you're up 6-1, you can easily forgive that type of indiscretion. So Bertuzzi will try and get his second power play goal of the game.
Gaborik, hooking minor, 18-48.
Well, hooking minor, Canucks 1 for 4 with a couple of shots on goal. Their power play goal, their lone tally. It came from Todd Bertuzzi at 1:37 of the second period. Under a minute to go in the period. Out high is Henrik Sedin. Behind the net, Daniel Sedin with it. Henrik. Sopel at the line. Blocked away by Bombardier, and it's turned the other way by Dupuis, and he'll flip it out and down the length of the ice.
Now, Bombardier blocks so many shots. He definitely steps in front of them, risking life and limb.
Behind the net, Philippe Kuba touches up, icing the call here against Vancouver. Stay tuned. Second intermission, we'll visit with Marc Chouinard. He's had a pair of goals here tonight.
One of the Sedin twins, they've actually had a pretty good run here for the last little while, the Sedins. As you take a look at Marc Chouinard, be our guest in the second intermission.
Philippe Kuba will play one in behind the net. 25 seconds to go in the period. 1:10 remaining in the Vancouver power play. Schultz. Panned on the clearing attempt. Jarkko Ruutu to the corner. Brendan Morrison has it. Morrison to the front. Olin, but he passed on the shot. 6 seconds remaining. Into the corner. Ruutu plays it in behind the net. Fedorov, and he's going to run out of time. Wild had a 3-0 lead at the end of 1. They score 3 more. Here in the second period, Mark Crawford just, well, look at his eyes. You can tell he's pretty upset right now. 3-0 was the score. 3-1, Bertuzzi getting the goal. Marc Chouinard scored after his goal. Alex Henry got his first ever, followed by Gaborik, and it's...
We love these songs! Songs are $1 off when you bring a coupon. For things to eat or your changes, home only rides up for blocks. Any coupon box. Beware of paper cuts. The Quiznos subs.
Quiznos. Toasty.
Goal. So 6-1 Wild as we start the third period of play here tonight. There's 40 seconds left in that Gaborik penalty. You saw him in the Minnesota penalty box just moments ago. The Canucks start the period on the power play. Baumgartner, his shot goes wide. Played by Olin. In behind the net, Artem Chubarov. Daniel Sedin to the line, Baumgartner. For Matthias Olin. Sent towards the net, blocked away. Henrik Sedin. Now behind the net, Henrik into the corner. He gets it back to Olin. To Baumgartner. Shot up off netting, and we'll get a whistle. Time to take a look back at that trivia question, provide you with tonight's answer. Trivia question brought to you by Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Daniel and Henrik Sedin were selected second and third overall in 1999. Who is the only Swede ever to be selected first? That was Matt Sundin. John Supanzik from Inver Grove Heights. The winner here tonight with the correct answer.
Toronto won 2-1 in overtime against Carolina this evening.
Chabarov goes to the front, and it's covered by Rolison. And now Matt Cook. A little bit of the rough stuff.
Well, he's going to agitate right to the last second, and this is where the Wild have to keep their composure. I know they're leading by plenty, but here's Cook. Makes a bit of a run, runs Schultz, and he goes right to the front, chops him, and then he gets a punch in there as well. And Schultz got him with 1-2. That was for the hit. You see, I love the way Cook makes the hit and then scurries to the back of the net. And both of them are going to get penalties, Schultz and Cook.
Just the 9th and 10th penalty minutes of the year for defenseman Nick Schultz. So Cook in the Vancouver penalty box, Schultz for the Wild. You cannot discount the play of Nick Schultz after a bit of a rough start over the first few games. Playing at a +9. That's second on the blue line behind Willie Mitchell's +11. Canucks will control. And that penalty to Gaborik is history. Zuzin will try to get it out. Rolison moves it along, and he finds Mark Schwinnar. To center for Zuzin. Pasco Dupuis with it. Into the zone for Schwinnar. To the line, Zuzin. Now Schwinnar. Get it in behind the net. Olin and Dupuis in a battle. Dupuis comes away with it. Dupuis to the front. Oh, chance there, but Schwinnar couldn't deflect it past Hedberg.
Looking for his third of the game and just missed the deflection on some nice passing by the Wild.
Mike, wouldn't that be something? It could be back-to-back hat tricks. If you go back to that Gaborik hat trick in New Jersey on Tuesday.
The Wild have 7 hat tricks combined as an organization. First one by Loxonen, and then 6 consecutive ones by Marian Gaborik.
John Bertuzzi plays it right back. Bertuzzi into the zone for Brendan Morrison. He battles behind the net with Bombardier. This one's taken away by Gaborik. And Zoltak at center. Willie Mitchell. Malik to center. Brendan Morrison backhands one to Bertuzzi into the zone. And Bertuzzi and Willie Mitchell. Gaborik has it. There goes Zoltak with it. That's a line change as Willie Mitchell sends it right back in. To center ice, Fedorov. Into the zone, Olin. Plays it in behind the net. Linden for Vancouver. Gives it off there. Fedorov to the front. Oh, and all tied up beautifully by Eric Schwinnar. That time, Matthias Olin. Eric Schwinnar back defensively, making a beautiful play. But it's the other way for Fedorov. And a left pad save by Rolison. Rebound by Linden goes wide. Fedorov. Knocked away by Alex Henry. And cleared all the way back to the Vancouver blue line. Those penalties are over. The ones against Cook and Dupuis, or Cook and Schultz, I should say. Puck cleared away. Daniel Sedin. In behind the net, and Willie Mitchell will give it right back to Alex Henry. Henry with his first career National Hockey League goal tonight, back at the 7:43 mark of period 2. Mitchell with it. This one dumped deep. Sopel couldn't draw the icing call there. Puck played to center. Daniel Sedin to center. Henry sends one in. Rolison. Zoltak has it. Goes on right wing to center for Bouchard. Into the zone. Weimer Weimer one-on-one against Sullivan to the front. Oh, and a chance is stopped by Hedberg. Zoltak with it to the point. Now Bouchard will work it in behind the net. Now Bombardier on left wing. Andre Zuzin. Knocked away and cleared. Bertuzzi out of the zone. One-on-one against Schultz. Now Johnson wants to go with Matt Cook. Baumgartner's going to take a hold of Johnson. And this all in behind the play.
Well, you know that Cook was chopping him, and you know that Cook won't fight Johnson. I don't blame him.
I think he's going to get a penalty, though.
I don't know. We'll see. I think they'll both go. Here's behind here as everybody ran into each other, and then there's the shot. And look at Cook scurry away. I don't blame him. I don't blame him for running.
I think I'd backpedal as well.
You know he's not going to fight Johnson. He outweighs him by a considerable amount, but
Johnson almost had him, too. Almost had him in his grasp.
Following penalties.
Oh, boy.
And then he chirps.
Well, of course. He's the ultimate agitator, and that's his job. He does it well.
Not wise, my friend. Not wise.
Well, it is if you still have your stick in your hand.
Yeah, true. Good point by you. 4-on-4 for the next couple of minutes. Minor penalties to Cook and Johnson. Gaborik into the zone. His shot is on and stiffed aside by Hedberg. Canucks will come away with it. Brendan Morrison. Morrison into the zone. Knocked away. Sammy Salo has to give chase. Morrison, one of the big guns offensively all season for Vancouver, but he's has just 2 goals in his last 12, and he's pointless in 8 of his last 12.
Well, they've tried to move him to different lines and split up that top line to try and get Morrison going, to try and get him skating, because when he's skating, he's at his best, and they tried to put him on a speed line tonight, but tonight they need all the help they can get with Naslin out and having to split everybody up.
Bertuzzi in the corner. Upended by Willie Mitchell and turned by Alexander Daig. Daig working on a 2-point night. Brings it over the line. His shot off netting, and we get a whistle.
Fans tonight's silent auction presented by Cup Foods is now closed. Through last month, $450,000 has been raised for the 10,000 Rings Foundation. See if you place a winning bid, please support the silent auction table in section 104.
Well, who's hot? It's brought to you tonight by your local Bryant Heating and Cooling dealers.
Well, Zoltak certainly is hot. He continues to put points on the boards. Look at the goals that he's put in. He's on a 3-game scoring streak coming into this evening. He has 3-game scoring streaks on the season. He scored 6 goals in his first 45 games. He has 7 in his last 7 coming into this evening.
Rolison with a glove, and he bats it out. We're talking about Brendan Morrison not scoring goals. The Canucks have gone 3 straight, scoring just 1 in each contest. Walked away by Kuba.
It was good enough earlier this week against Colorado, but you don't win too many games 1-0.
Prior to that night, they've gone 8 in a row, scoring 3+. And 6 of their 8, where they had at least 1 power play goal. May blocked away. Eric Chouinard turns the other way. 3-on-2 as Bombardier will lead the rush. Bombardier into the zone, trying to force it towards the net. And it's turned the other way. Now Johnson wants to go after
and he just got speared. He just got speared by Cook.
Unbelievable. Somebody's got to go after him, and Willie Mitchell's going to take him.
It's about time.
Matt Johnson's got to be the biggest punk out there. Honestly.
Matt Cook.
He's not intelligent for spearing a guy like Matt Johnson. He chirps and then he runs.
Well, you got to back it up if you're going to do that enough. You got to back it up. Well, Matt Cook comes out of the box and he gets right back to where he started, and that is poking, spearing, Johnson just goes right after him.
Yeah, Johnson
Wants a piece, and there's the spear right there. And that will go to the league. No question at all.
He broke the stick.
Oh, yeah, he speared him, and then Mitchell gets in finally. And he should go to the Galapagos Islands because that's where turtles go. As Matt Cook definitely wants to run from any kind of altercation. And he gets tossed. He's out of the game. We'll see what happens here in the penalties. But Matt Johnson came out of the box, and he was looking for Cook. He wanted to settle the score. I mean, if you're going to do that, if you're going to get involved like that, you got to back it up. I mean, it's all right to be that kind of player, but eventually you're going to have to back it up. And Cook just never does. He never drops his gloves against anyone that has any legitimate fighting ability.
And in the season series,
here's the spear right there into the stomach.
He's been pretty quiet. He's just been, he's been pretty quiet. He's left a lot of the stuff to Jarkko Ruutu.
Well, all he got was a double minor for that, believe it or not. He got a double minor.
Wait a second, Johnson got a match?
Yeah, and Cook got a double minor and 10.
Wow.
I can't believe this.
Oh my.
You better pull that black book back out of your pocket. I don't know what he's looking at.
Well, let's see if this is intent to injure. Okay,
well,
you be the judge. There's the stick, and there is half the stick. And that's not intent to injure. It'll go to the league, I'm sure. I mean, that's just a blown call by Van Massenhoven. I mean, that's there's no other way to describe it. He blew it.
Johnson gets 5. Hedberg gets 2.
Okay, here's a double minor right there. Are you kidding me?
What is that, a double? The stick broke right in half, and I know those one-piecers aren't that strong, but I mean.
Okay, here it is again, the double minor.
Following penalties have been assessed.
There's what's left of his
Johan
stick.
Hedberg, 2 minutes for slashing. Vancouver number 24.
That's unbelievable.
Matt Cook. 4 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute game misconduct.
4 minutes for roughing, for spearing. He speared him. I mean, it was.
Matt Johnson, 5-minute match penalty slashing.
Johnson definitely deserves that slashing major because he came in and he just tomahawked him. Yeah, and he got him for that. But I mean, you got to call the spear. You got to call the spear. This is how it all starts. This was in the first year. Johnson gets knocked out for 9 games by Cook on that situation, and then Cook suckers Marshall in a pile, and then this is last year in the playoffs, the chop to Johnson's ankle, but Cook's never dropped the gloves. If you're going to play that way, and here's the spear, and I'm going to be interested to see what they do.
It's laughable. I mean, really, it's just.
Serving for Vancouver, number 10.
Jacques thinks it's a joke.
Oh boy. Well, you know what? You knew that this game would. I mean, I knew this game would get somewhere at this point because a 6-1 score between these two teams will always lead to something like that. And I think Kuba stepped in and took that face-off because the Wild didn't get out there quick enough.
The alert Philippe Kuba. Into the zone, Mark Chouinard. Takes it into the corner. Dupuis.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's
what a series of events there.
It's sad, but oh well. 6-1. More importantly, the score. Wild with a 5-goal lead. Fedorov to the net. He got bumped off. Alex Henry all over Fedorov. Trevor Linden to the line. Brian Allen, his shot went wide. Kuba cleared to center. Antti Laaksonen with it. Into the zone for Zoltak. Trying to get it back to Laaksonen. Canucks will counter. Into the zone. Zabarov, his shot wide. All sorts of room for Andre Zuzin. Gaborik back out on the ice. He's wide to the right. Zuzin. Into the corner for Sergei Zoltak. Don Van Massenhoven.
Good pick.
Yeah. Had a tough time getting out of the way. That happens. Zabarov into the corner. Bertuzzi taken away by Zoltak. Zoltak will free it for Andre Zuzin. Schultz, and he dumps one in. And Matthias Olin plays it along. If you're looking ahead, these two teams will wrap up their season series on the 10th of March at the Garage in Vancouver. Walls will take this one away. Here he comes. Wes Walls in on Hedberg. He drops it off for Gabbert, but he can't finish it. To the front, Kuba. Stopped by Hedberg.
That'd have been a shorty. Would have been the second shorthanded goal of the game. It's turned over at the blue line by Soplin. Off goes Wes Walls. He makes the pass, and just getting back was Henrik Sedin, and Gabbert stays with it. Nice shot there by Kuba.
And just a thought, Wes Walls passing to Gabbert. Do you think he knows the importance of keeping number 10 hot?
Well, I'm sure he understands the importance of that, but I think more importantly, he felt the back check and thought that maybe Gabbert was a little more wide open. But yeah, absolutely.
There they are. Walls with 2 assists tonight. Marian Gaborik with a goal and an assist. Salo into the zone. Daniel Sedin's shot goes wide. And played away Morrison to the side of the net. They work it to the line. Sammy Salo. Salo out high. And this one off netting, and we get a whistle.
Well, going back to that the extracurriculars that we just saw, it'll be interesting to see what the league hands down for the slash by Johnson, and even though it wasn't called, the spearing by Matt Cook. It's going to be interesting if there is anything that really goes. The power play time by Brookbank, and see how he mixes it up.
I think they're just scrambling to get set for the faceoff.
Want to put him in front, obviously.
Olin goes with a shot that's knocked away. Matthias Olin again. 2:06 left in this Vancouver power play. It kicked in once the double liner came off the boards. Played to the line by Olin. Baumgartner with a chance. That's blocked away. Good block by Bombardier. And it's cleared by Antti Laaksonen.
He kicked the rebound right to Laaksonen, and he gets it out of the zone.
So in behind the net to set it up is Matthias Olin. Dumps it behind Rolison. Played into the corner. Zuzin clears it from out in front. Gaborik with it. For Andre Zuzin. Zuzin with a shot blocked away by Baumgartner.
He felt that one.
He'll go to the bench. Bertuzzi with it. Henrik Sedin gives it off to his brother Daniel. Now Henrik Sedin in behind the net. Daniel Sedin has it. Daniel Sedin out high. Now Henrik in behind the net. To the line for Malik. Daniel Sedin. Just a while, just trying to pick one off. One of those D-to-D passes. They're, if they can sense that they're going to get one before it's over. Todd Bertuzzi. Over the line, gives it to Daniel Sedin. To the line, Sammy Salo. Sit on. Stopped by Rolison and cleared. Dwayne Rolison, haven't talked about him a lot here tonight, but he's on quite a streak this season against Vancouver to this point. In terms of shots faced and saves. Loses the battle here as it goes behind the net. And it's played out of the zone back to center.
Bomber, heads up.
And the Canucks with 2 shots on goal. Burnett was serving the penalties out of the box. And the Vancouver power play continues to struggle. We've got the 1 goal from Bertuzzi, a power play goal in the second period. Pascal Dupuis. And Matthias Olin will play it away. Brad May has it for Vancouver. Into the zone looking for Chubara. Played in behind the net by Brad Bombardier. Malik to center. Looking to get one inside the zone. Puck played away into the near corner. Weimer looks to get it out, and he will. Back through center. The Wild have just been putting on pressure all night long. Great puck pursuit.
Done a great job on the penalty kill, even though the one goal by Vancouver has come on the power play. Done a great job of killing off some penalties, especially at 5-minute major.
They haven't allowed an odd man break. There are many nights that they don't anyways, but it just seems as if they've been on the puck quite a bit tonight. The forecheck has been terrific, as a 6-1 score might indicate. Kuba for the Minnesota Wild. Under 7 minutes to go. This one's going to be played in behind the net. Brian Allen touches up, and we get a whistle on the icing. The Wild with a 5-goal lead here in the third. Trevor Linden talking on the bench, and the rest of the Vancouver Canucks are probably wondering what hit him here tonight in St. Paul. 6-1 the Wild, leading the hockey game with under 7 minutes remaining. And the Canucks have had just a little under 13 minutes tonight of power play time. The Wild with just 1:06. But it's 6-1 Minnesota. Eric Schwinnar behind the net, thrown to the front. And it's taken away by Fedorov. Alex Henry will clear the zone to center for Andrew Burnett. Into the zone for Eric Schwinnar, but it's offside. Pascal Dupuis.
Yeah, Pascal Dupuis, a few shots this evening. Got mixed up a little bit early with Brent Sopel, and there's been a lot of little battles in this hockey game, and that's what you like to see.
What does it mean to a team when a guy that's not known for his checking goes out and throws a big one?
I think it really makes a difference. It shows that everyone's committed to playing the right kind of hockey, and the Wild came out very physical in this game, as did Vancouver, and it's stayed that way all game long.
Mark Schwinnar to center. Into the zone, Dave. On left wing to the front. Oh, and Schwinnar can't finish it. Wade Brookbank. They get it to center. Brendan Morrison with the puck. Got a bit of a tug there. Mark Schwinnar plays it in behind the net. And Willie Mitchell has it. Bombardier behind the net. Now Morrison. Into the corner and in behind the net. Bombardier locked up with Jarkko Ruutu. Brandon Morrison to the front. Nobody there to finish it. Olin now with a shot. He scores. Matthias Olin. That got through, and it's 6-2 Minnesota.
That was a sharp angle, and looked like Rolison was in position. I don't know how it made it through him, but Olin gets a good shot from the sharp angle. The shot will come from here, but watch how it goes through Rolison. He normally shuts it down. I think he just fanned on that a little bit. It might have been a rolling puck, but Rolison typically will shut that down pretty well. Oh, it caught him 5-hole. I think he might have just fooled him a bit.
I think it did.
Oh, because Rolison typically shuts that down pretty well.
So Olin gets his 8th of the season. This one played right back. Schultz is there to touch for the icing call. So Olin is 8th, and it's 6-2 Minnesota. Well, a big Minnesota Wild fan there saying go Wild, and they have gone gangbusters here tonight. 6-2, they lead the Vancouver Canucks. These two teams will wrap up the season series on March the 10th in Vancouver. We will have that one for you.
I think I really like that additional game or two divisionally. It really adds to the season.
I think it's great. What if you played your division 4 home, 4 road, and then just played everybody else 1 home, 1 road?
There wouldn't be any bodies left.
Alex Henry in behind the net. Somebody's lost a glove. It lay just outside the blue line. This one's going to be touched up for an icing call. Well, guests of the Minnesota Wild play golf at the beautiful Troy Byrne Golf Club. It's located just 20 minutes east of St. Paul. This Tom Lehman signature course will host a nationwide tour event next July. Antti Laaksonen joining us earlier tonight. He's off to Troy Byrne.
As is Mark Schwinnard. Both of them goal scorers in this hockey game. Schwinnard with 2, Laaksonen with 1.
6 Wild skaters with multi-point nights. Antti Laaksonen brings it along. Into the zone he goes. Laaksonen trying to get it in front. Rolls right to Hedberg. And we'll get a whistle.
And look at Ruutu right on Gabrick.
Come on.
That's just too pathetic. Oh.
Willie Mitchell coming in to have words.
And here's the thing. They were complaining about the way Naslund was hit by Steve Moore. And right there, Ruutu comes in at the end of the play and jumps on Gabrick. I mean, hey, you can't complain about something your own team does.
Jarkko Ruutu's going to get a penalty. Well, how have we gotten here, Mike?
Well, by burying the puck, Schwinnard gets it going on a nice feed by Zuzan, then a penalty shot, shorthanded by Antti Laaksonen, and Brunette uses his body to screen the defender, Nolan Baumgartner, puts it into the pad. Schwinnard again off the skate. That was it for Cloutier, but the Wild continued. First career goal by Alex Henry on a nice feed by Marian Gabrick, and then Gabrick himself off the pipe on a bouncing puck. I think every player on the team touched the puck on that one play, and then finally got it to Gabrick.
Mitchell gets 2 minutes along with Jarkko Ruutu. So we go 4 aside here for the next couple of minutes. Just 3:40 to go in the third period. Play it around. Daniel Sedin gets it out through center, looking for Henrik Sedin. Sergei Zoltak. And the Wild will crank it up. Zoltak out there with Daig. Also out there Zuzan and Kuba. Don't forget, Wild will be home Sunday night at 6 against the Colorado Avalanche. We'll have that game for you over on Fox Sports Net. The next game here on Fox 9 will be next Friday from Dallas, a week from tomorrow night. May turns into the zone he goes, taken away by Zoltak. Kuba. And now Brad Bombardier with it. 52 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Bombardier gets raked over by Fedorov. And the linesman as well, Thor Nelson. We're getting into the middle of that one, unfortunately. Eric Malik. Baumgartner knocked away, and the Wild will clear the zone. Well, if my count is correct, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 Wild players with multiple point nights. Pascal Dupuis. He got knocked off the puck. The Canucks will dump it right back in. Mitchell and Ruutu are back out of the penalty box. So we're back to 5-on-5 for the final minute 51. Mitchell stays out there momentarily, and Allen with a shot. That's deflected by Rolison. Ruutu went right to the bench. Philippe Kuba to center for Eric Schwinnard. Now Zoltak looks to advance the puck. Daniel Sedin is there. And the Wild again will clear. Having not looked at the games tonight around the NHL, the Wild temporarily, at least, Mike, will pull to within 5 of that 8th and final playoff spot.
And they continue to win against important teams. They beat Edmonton, they beat Vancouver, they dropped the game to Calgary, but they can keep beating these Western Conference teams. You never know.
Calgary losing tonight in Montreal 4-1. The Sharks have a 5-1 lead over Chicago, and now another fight here.
Brookbank just came across and cheap shot of Mitchell, and now they go. I mean, that was tailor-made, and why would Brookbank be out there other than to do that? Crawford sends him out with less than a minute left. Came straight across the ice and made a beeline to Mitchell.
Well, let's see if they give Brookbank a double minor for roughing.
It doesn't matter at this point. Look at this, right across. There's the hit by Federer, and then the high hit by Brookbank. Yeah, elbow, a cheap shot. You know what? I don't care what. That's all I've heard all week is whining from the Vancouver Canucks about going after guys and hitting guys up high and no respect. Well, that's all they've done. I mean, you don't. Okay, this is a good hit.
Solid hit by Fedorov.
Watch this. Watch Brookbank come in. Look at the fist right up into the face.
And look at his face.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's like you want to talk about not respecting players. You can't whine all week about Naslund getting hit by a shoulder and then do this with Ruutu coming after Gaborik and Brookbank punching him in the face and Crawford putting him out on the ice at that time just for that reason. So
well,
you know what? Don't whine about it if you're going to do it.
2, 5, and 10 for Brookbank.
On Vancouver, number 28, Wade Brookbank. 2 minutes for instigating, 5 minutes for fighting, and a 10-minute misconduct. On number 2, Willie Mitchell of Minnesota, 5 minutes for fighting. Time of the penalties, 19.
Ruutu on the ice.
Brookbank of Vancouver, 2 minutes instigating, 5 minutes fighting, and a 10-minute misconduct.
Power play for the Wild in the final minute. Behind the net, Burnett. Dig with a shot, kicked away by Hedrick. Kuba. And the puck is cleared. And Gaborik has it. 7 would be nice. Into the zone, Gaborik. Dave. Knocked away and cleared this time by Mike Keane. Dave brings it along Bouchard at center. 10 seconds to go. Fans want one more. Into the zone, Kuba. He'll take a shot, save and rebound. Oh, and Gaborik was there. They play it to the corner, and that's it. What a night for the Minnesota Wild. 6 players with multiple point games. Mark Swinard. How big was that goal to make it 4-1 as the Wild regained the 3-goal cushion? He had 2 tonight. And the Minnesota Wild shut down the Vancouver Canucks 6-2.
Really showing the depth of this team. Everyone getting involved, whether it was the physical players, even the defensive-minded players, stayed in there, stayed pat, played the physical game, got the puck out when they needed to. Rolison made the saves. But then the guys that needed to put the puck in the net, they have been doing it as of late. And that's starting to show. It's starting to pay dividends. They're showing some depth through the lineup in terms of putting the puck in the net.
Wayne Rolison, 28 shots faced, 26 saves. Wild victorious 6-2 tonight over arch rival Vancouver. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more from XL Energy Center after this. 6-2 here at XL Energy Center. Don't forget, Sunday at 6, you can catch the Wild on Fox Sportsnet as they take on the Colorado Avalanche. Be sure to join us next Friday as the Wild travel to Dallas to take on the Stars. Puck drop is slated for 7:30 p.m. A big win tonight for the Minnesota Wild. 6-2 the final score. Stay tuned. Fox 9 News is coming up next.